Hello friends, welcome back to Learn It Guide tutorials. This is another video on Terraform where I am going to show you how to create a Kubernetes cluster on AWS, that is AWS EKS, and we are going to create this Kubernetes cluster completely using Terraform modules. And this is not only about the Kubernetes cluster, also we will create the VPC that is required for Kubernetes cluster. This is going to be a complete Kubernetes environment. So this will give you the strong understanding of using VPC and also AWS EKS. And finally, we will do a deployment of a simple test application like Apache to verify the cluster is running and accessible. Links related to this video are mentioned in the description. Please make use of it.
Hey, are you interested in learning? Check out our videos. Want more knowledge content? Make sure you've subscribed to our channel.
This is the architecture diagram that we are going to create it now. First, we need to create a VPC which will have two public subnets and two private subnets. And we will deploy our Kubernetes cluster on public subnets. Because this is going to be a non-production environment. As you are beginner to set up the Kubernetes cluster on AWS completely, better you start with a non-production environment. In the next video, I will show you how to deploy the Kubernetes cluster on private subnet that is going to be a complete production ready setup. So this is perfect for non-production use cases. So this is my Visual Studio Code where I have created a directory called EKS Terraform demo for this particular topic, and I have created set of files. Already I have defined all the blocks. So if you see this provider.tf, I have defined the provider section, and my target is AWS and the region is US East 1. Similarly, if you check my vpc.tf, I have already defined my VPC block using the Terraform module. I have just copied the VPC module example over here. So let me quickly show you how to get these module examples. So search for Terraform modules in your search engine and go to the link of terraform.io, and here you can see all the modules available in the Terraform at the moment. Here if you see, this is the module for VPC and this is the module we are going to use it for VPC. I will open it in a new tab, and if you scroll down, also we have a module for EKS. This is also we are going to use it. So let me open this as well. Okay, now first we'll go through VPC. So if you scroll down, you have the example of module VPC, how to use it. This is not only using the basic example, also, we need to add other parameters which is required for creating the complete Kubernetes cluster. It is not just a VPC. Okay, that VPC should be capable of handling the Kubernetes cluster, right? So just take this example for now and we'll make some modifications. So already I have copied it here, and if you see, I have added some parameters like map public IP on launch, public subnet tags. Okay. These are very important for Kubernetes cluster. So in order to make everything work properly, we need to align all these things. So if you search for that map public IP on launch, you will see that parameter in the page itself, but not in the example. Okay. So I have consolidated all the parameters required for deploying the Kubernetes cluster. All right. Source, version, it's all from the example only. The version is not specified in the example, but that is fine. Sometimes you will face some dependency or compatibility issues. So I have tried many times and it is not worked with the latest version of 6. The latest version of this particular module is not working with module EKS. So I have verified multiple versions and finally found the version 5 is perfect for EKS module. Even you can find the version over here. I have tried version 6, that didn't work, so I used 5. So let me quickly go through all these options. So here on the name, I have mentioned the VPC name, how that need to be created. Assume that we are going to create this Kubernetes environment for Flipkart customer. Just an example, okay? So since it is a environment for Flipkart and non-prod environment, I will rename this to Flipkart VPC non-prod. And CIDR, let it be the default, that's fine. And availability zones, obviously we have to give minimum 2 availability zone for high availability. I have mentioned US East 1A and 1B because my region is US East 1. So that is where I am going to create this VPC and Kubernetes cluster. Alright, on the public subnet, I have defined 2 IP sets, 1 and 2 series, and the private subnet also I have mentioned 2 set of IP ranges, that is 11 and 12. So on each availability zone, we will have 1 public subnet and 1 private subnet. And map public IP on launch, that is true. Since we are going to deploy this Kubernetes cluster on public subnet, the control plane and worker nodes will be created on the public subnet. So that would require an internet access, and also that instance should get a public IP. So enable NAT gateway I have set to false because the NAT is required for private subnet, but on the private subnet we are not going to deploy anything, and to save cost I have not enabled this. And public subnet tags. So this is very important in order to integrate your Kubernetes plus VPC. If you search the same parameter here, you can find the information about the parameter. And this is just a tags. So this is all about VPC module. So we are going to create a VPC with 2 public subnet and 2 private subnet. Now we'll look into EKS. Okay, here already I have defined the module EKS. I have copied from the example. Let me go back to my browser and see, already we have opened the module EKS, right? So here if you scroll down, you will get all the example and clear descriptions, okay? So here if you see this example, this is for EKS auto mode, and this is for hybrid nodes, and this is for managed node group. So I prefer to use EKS managed node group. It is completely controlled by AWS. So this example I have copied over there and I just did some modifications to make it work. Okay, on the cluster name, I use the naming standard like Flipkart, then EKS, then non-prod. On VPC, we have created like Flipkart VPC non-prod. So EKS would be created like Flipkart EKS non-prod. Okay, on VPC ID, because we are going to deploy this EKS on the VPC. So we need to define the VPC ID and what subnet the Kubernetes cluster should be deployed. So I have referred the module.vpc and the values. For the subnets, if you see, I have used module.vpc.public subnets, not private subnets. Okay. So as I said before, this is purely going for a non-production environment so that you will get a better understanding of how we integrate both EKS and VPC using Terraform modules. So I have used only the public subnets here. Then cluster endpoint public access, that is true. So then only you will be able to access your Kubernetes cluster outside your AWS network, which means from your laptop or system, from your home, you can connect to your Kubernetes cluster. And enable cluster creator admin permissions. This is to enable your user to access the Kubernetes cluster. Then EKS managed groups. So here we define what kind of a instance type we need to use and the numbers. So instance type I use t3.medium, and auto scaling group minimum 1 and the maximum is 2 and the desired size is 1, and just a tags. We have created all the required Terraform manifest file for VPC and also for EKS. Now let's initialize this directory and apply the configuration. In case of any issues, then we'll troubleshoot and resolve it. So Terraform init. So Terraform has been successfully initialized. Now we'll apply the configurations. So Terraform apply. I will go with auto approve. If you want to use Terraform plan, obviously you can try that, but straight away I will apply my configurations. And if you see, I have outputs.tf where I have just mentioned some of the outputs to be printed. One is cluster name and the cluster endpoint. Okay, the apply is completed. And here we have got the output cluster endpoint and cluster name. So this is the cluster endpoint. So once this apply is completed, let's do a basic test of the services VPC and EKS are created as per our Terraform manifest file or not. Go to the EKS and refresh the page. So here we have the cluster, that is Flipkart EKS non-prod, and version is 1.31. And this is the endpoint. It was printed on the Visual Studio Code. And again, if you see this compute, so this is a group it is created with a desired size, that is 1. So if you click on this, so here you can get all the information about your node group. That includes AMA type and T3 medium, all those things. Now let's go back and click on resources. You don't get anything for now. We have not deployed anything. Let's go back to instance and refresh the page. Here if you see, there is a one instance being created, T3.medium. This is based on our EKS managed node group. Now let's go to VPC and make sure everything is created. So here I have got a Flipkart non-prod VPC, and subnets I should have a 4 subnets. Okay, here Flipkart VPC non-prod private, public and public. Okay, so 2 private and 2 public. And here if you see 1A, 1B and 1A, 1B. And also we need to verify the instance created on the public subnet or not. So if you see on the networking tab, you can find the subnet ID where the instance is deployed. So here if you see Flipkart VPC non-prod public subnet. So the instance is deployed on public subnet, not on the private subnet. Alright, so we have verified all the basic things. So everything looks okay as per our Terraform code. Now let's deploy a test application and check whether we are able to access it from the internet or not. Then only we can say that this is a working Kubernetes cluster. So first we need to get the kubeconfig of the cluster. So already I have installed this kubectl and AWS, all these things. This is part of the basics. So if you run the kubectl get nodes, obviously you will not get it because you don't have the kubeconfig in your local system in order to manage your Kubernetes cluster. So let's first will update kubeconfig into your local. So the command AWS EKS update -kubeconfig, then just region US East 1, and then just specify the name of your cluster. This is more than enough. Okay, now if you see the kubeconfig is added into your default .kube directory. Now if you run kubectl get nodes, and if you are able to see the node, which means you are able to access your Kubernetes cluster from your system. Here I see one node. The name is IP 10.01.76. If you want to verify it, again go back to your instance. You can compare with your host name. This is the one. Okay, now get pods to check whether any pods is running or not under the namespace default. Obviously we won't have it. So let's simply deploy a test application. Straight away I will use the command directly instead of creating the YAML files and all to save the time. So kubectl run Apache, that is the name I am going to give for the pod, and the image HTTPD and the port 80. So this will deploy a pod and verify using the get pods. Here you can see the Apache is running. In order to access it from outside, we need to expose the services using LoadBalancer. So if I check get SPC, we have only the cluster IP type, so we cannot access it from outside, and that is for 443, which is HTTPS. Obviously the cluster IP will not be available outside. kubectl expose pod, and which pod? Apache, and the type LoadBalancer, and port 80. So this is exposed. Now again run get svc. So you will get an load balancer, and this particular load balancer is issued by your Elastic Load Balancer. If you add this into your DNS CNAME, then obviously you can access your application using the DNS names. Okay, but we don't have DNS and all, and also I have not enabled the HTTPS. Okay, so just I will try to access this from the browser. So by default, this will not be allowed because the security group of Kubernetes cluster is allowed to use only 443, which means HTTPS. If you have enabled HTTPS, then obviously this application would have worked now. Okay, so we have not enabled it. So I'll go to EKS Here on the networking, you will have, you can see the security groups. Okay, one is cluster security group and the other one is additional security group. Okay, this is for cluster security group. So let me open the other one. So if you see here, the inbound is allowed for HTTPS, that is 443, not port 80, right? Obviously it is not there, it is not secured. Testing purpose, I will add a new role. That is HTTP type and from anywhere, so that we can quickly check. And description, you can put anything like testing and click on save rule. Now go and refresh and try to access the page. So if it is taking more time, something is wrong. Okay, so maybe when you have entered load balancer on your address bar, that will automatically redirect into HTTPS. So again check, it is changed to HTTPS. Let me remove yes and try to access it using HTTP. So now we got warning as it is not a secured site. If you have the trust, then you can click on continue to site. Perfect. The Apache application is responding to us from outside the network. Okay, which means we have a working Kubernetes environment. So we have completely created an environment for Kubernetes cluster along with VPC using Terraform modules. And also we deployed an Apache test pod and exposed it with a load balancer to make sure if we deploy anything on the Kubernetes cluster, be able to access or not. This is a perfect example for learning and for understanding the network perspective and the Kubernetes perspective. So this will give you a better understanding how to integrate the VPC and EKS, and also even you can use it for non-production environments. In the next video, I will show you the similar setup, but that is purely for the production environment. So we will deploy the things on private subnets. So see you in the next video. Till then, keep practicing and have fun.
How did you feel? Is it helpful? Appreciate our efforts in the comment section below. Hit like button, share with your friends about us, subscribe our channel to get further updates. Stay connected with us on social networking sites. For more free tutorials, visit our website www.learnetguide.net.